I should really wear something. Give me a second. Hey, my name is. He's a good toy reviewer. He's a good toy reviewer. Go watch him. This is basically a part 2 of me opening my birthday presents. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I recommend you check it out at that. I don't know where I put it or something. Over here we have an RX-93 Gundam model my friend Brian got me, and an SH monsterarts Burning Godzilla that a toy collector gave me. Now, as always, if you consider subscribing, it can help the channel a lot and I can do more weird videos like this. So of course we're gonna start with the Godzilla because it's easier to review and easier to film. Now, I think you can tell that this box is already open and there's nothing in there, so I'm gonna grab the figure real quick. And if you follow my Instagram, you should probably know why it's open. So to start off, this is the SH Monsters Burning Godzilla figure that we have in front of us. And to talk about the paint real quick, it has a transparent skin so that it glows through light during the dark. And I'm lazy to grab a flashlight, but here's a quick photo shoot I got of it. The only problem I have with the paint is that some parts of the paint is sloppy. As you can see, they messed up a little paint job right there, and the leg. Whatever, I can live with it. And you're probably asking, why is his hand faced like that? Well, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm pretty sure you know what happened. What happened was that the hand was twisted 90 degrees out of the box. So I followed Jobby the Hog's steps by hair drying it a little bit, just a teeny bit, and it actually worked. So I was able to twist it. I was able to attach his hand perfect and excited until it collapsed on its own pressure. And now I'm with a permanent scar, and the only way I'm supposed to move this hand was through the bicep. Well, at least the posability of this figure is good. Now, there are a few problems about the posability. Some parts don't move at all and some parts move too independently, which I'll talk about later. But of course, we're gonna start off with his magnificent, handsome little face. It can look up that far and look down that far. It can look further down if the waist wasn't a solid object. You see, the waist can actually move right here. There's like a hole right here. Come on, focus the camera. Yes, this waist is able to swivel like a ball joint, but as you can see, the paint has stuck it. So this thing is a solid object. So yes, this thing can look further down, but my figure is a defect, so it doesn't. But I'm at least satisfied with what I got. It can do like a little bit of side to side, but not too much. The mouth can open this wide, and the tongue can slightly move side to side. As you can see, you can move it that way and move it this way. There's also this individual neck piece that doesn't really do much but make it more dramatic. It works. Now I'm gonna use the other hand for example. It can do a full 360 but it's okay, it's too tight. Okay, get the hand can move this way and it's very limited. The hand can swivel, and if I find the right joint, it can go up and down. So of course we already talked about it, the waist is a solid object, but the leg is pretty posable. So as you can see, it can do a 360 but there's something in the way. The leg can move this far and this far. It can actually go further if you move this knee piece, but the problem with the knee piece is that the paint has stuck with the legs and they're not individual pieces anymore. At least they can do a little bit of swivel, and they have a good pivot, and they can move up and down that far. Now over here we have the long magnificent tail. They're all on ball joints or something, so I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18 ball joints joining together to make this independent tail piece. Now out of the box, these tail pieces have the same effect as the hand right here. But the hair dry trick actually worked on this, so the back side actually worked, and it can make pretty decent S-curves. But these one are still solid objects, so you can't really get the full curve, you know. But I'm happy with what I got, so it's decent, okay. Now for the figure itself, it has good posability and it has magnificent paint. But I just wish this was not officially licensed because this feels like a bootleg. So for the figure itself, I could give it a solid 7 out of 10, even though it's a defect, because it's Godzilla we're talking about here, and not to mention he's burning. It's magnificent. He's a good figure, 7 out of 10 out of the score. But wait, there's more. So if you're an SH Monster Arts collector, I'm pretty sure you know that an SH Monster Arts figure doesn't include with an attack piece or accessories or whatever accessories they include, it's because they are damn expensive. I'm talking to you, Shin Godzilla. So, this was a rare phenomenon when this figure comes with accessories. So the first accessory, we have this atomic piece where if we open its mouth, there's a little attachment right here that allows you to click it in. If there's a stand included. You see, this thing is so heavy that his poor mouth can't actually hold it. Well, at least they include with this giant explosion piece. This thing doesn't plug in though, so like it's just there, you know, and you just gotta balance it. There's also this attack piece where if you look up, like very far up, you can actually recreate that one scene from King of the Monsters where he's like. Now to attach this, you have to remove the entire mouth, if that's an option. See, the mouth itself is tight and I can't remove it, so it's rendering this thing useless. Great job, Bandai, you have a satisfied customer. So for this figure itself, I give it a 7 out of 10, but including the accessories and talking about it honestly, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's a very good figure, not to be offender or anything. It's very good. It's Burning Godzilla, it glows in the dark, it has good accessories for an SH Monster Arts, but the one I got was a defect and I didn't really have a good experience. The toy collector was good though. Now on to the next gift. The next figure is a model kit, so I have to put the camera that way. I never actually watched Gundam, but by the look and the design of this figure, I'm gonna have a blast making this on camera. We are going to open it. So here we have the instructions manual, the pieces, and no stickers. So in order to actually review this figure, we're gonna have to build it, cause you can't review something if it doesn't exist. Time lapse! So here in front of us is the RX-93 Gundam model, which Brian gave me, and by the looks of it, it has a lot of mechanical detail. There are just small details that are too hard to see on camera, but they really make this thing pop. We'll talk about the mechanical details during the posability, but to talk about the paint, there's not really much paint because it's made out of plastic, but the details are all good, so that really makes it up. Now again, I never watched Gundam, so I don't know what this is from. Tell me in the comments. They also have these accessories that are very nicely sculpted. We got the shield, there's like a ball joint there, and yeah, the plasma rifle looks good. And oh shit, I forgot to panel line it. Yeah, whatever, I'm not doing it. As you can see, I actually attempted to panel line it, like I stopped recording just to do it, but at the same time, I kinda gave up, because I'm just making a mess on the table. So since I have no connection to this show whatsoever, I'm gonna talk about what I really like about this figure, which is his posability. Of course, he can do a like full 360 on his head. He can look up this far, but you can actually extend it to look further up, and he can look down that far. Now over here, the shoulder pad is like on a hinge joint, so it can go up and then go down like this, and then it can, you know, This is the only loose part that I found on this figure, but the rest of the figure is actually very good. Yeah, to do like a shake test, it's pretty solid. Yeah, so it does that, and you can make the hand go this far out. The hand can do a slight swivel and can bend. The hand is on a swivel, the fingers don't move though. The waist is actually good, it can turn that far. Actually, you can do it full 360, but I'm not risk breaking it. You can go crunch that far, but not so much because there's this like piece blocking it. Now the waist is like a boing. You can kick like pretty decently far, that far, and you can kick that far back. Not too bad. Of course, you can bend at the knee, but this one is on mechanical detail, so you could like make a double bend. And itself right here, the leg can actually swivel a little bit. There's mechanical detail, so you can like go up and then go down this way, like very down. So this is a Gundam figure, and it can do this. You get the point. It pivots very powerfully. There's also these like two waist skirts that you can like open slightly for both sides. And guess what he can do? Of course, I'm gonna make another Jobby the Hong joke.
Brother, we need Jesus. We need Jesus, brother.
It actually can't bend too far. Like this is the maximum. I think I can allow it. But it's a decent spread. And the thigh can swivel. Of course, this figure will be very posable. It's a Gundam model kit. That's what you expect from Bandai, okay? Including their Bandai Spirits, which is basically built up model kits. I also forgot to mention the posability on this thing, but it's only a ball joint, so it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna talk about the detail, which is everywhere. You see the panel lining is just, yeah. There's jet thrusters right here. The camera can actually focus on it. Basically, you get the point. You see? Jet thrusters. There's also this like lightsaber where they have, but they don't include the saber part, so this thing is just there for show. Now as you can see, there's a bits of wiring mechanical detail on the legs. Right there. Of course, the Gundam has a thruster in there, which can like, start flying everywhere. And a little boot thruster here. We all got the signature Gundam vents. And then I don't know what these two, probably missile launchers or something. Now for the gun is pretty decent. I heard that the magazine is actually a separate piece on different figures. You could actually like remove the magazine and then replace it with a new magazine. Or maybe this is the magazine, I don't know, I never watched the show. The shield itself is also good. I never watched the show, so I should mention that again. And I'm asking if the front here is a weapon that can fire, because it looks like it can, like a gun or something. Now this figure is amazing, for posing especially. I find posable figures very fun just because I have nothing to do in my free time. And I could just pose this wherever I want. And because of this figure's posability and details, I will give this a solid 9. It's just incredible. Even though there's not much stickers that can add like decent panel lining or anything, it's a incredible model kit. Since this is my first ever model kit or something. So thank you to Brian, thank you to the toy collector for giving me these. And now, time for some weird photo shoots.
This beat is very temporary.